Today's video, we're continuing our alternate future of the, not alternate future, guys. We're doing the What If Civilization Restarted series, and yeah, as you know, a lot has happened. With another war breaking out as the Orange Empire decides to invade the Beige Empire's territory, claiming, and also why is it there? It shouldn't be, and taking it over. With them ending up at war, yes, they end up at war. Well, they have multiple fronts. Oh, I didn't realize that, but like this doesn't look great. And the Green Empire is still affecting the border. You know, the Orange Empire starting an invasion through here into the Beige's Empire. Well, that front is expanding as the Beige Empire is having to put forces in. And you can see why. And this nation decides it doesn't like that color, because I don't think it looks good with that color. And it decides to join the Orange Nation side against the Beige Empire. Take some land back and liberate a few nations. Basically their plan. As eventually they manage to get to here, where it manages to connect the two fronts. With the Beige Empire supplying from the south. With this empire deciding it's time to do something, which ends up an invasion of the Orange Empire with the help of the Beige Empire. And this nation here is slowly expanding into territory it still claims as its. Including this nation, as a once mighty yellow nation has changed a few times. Well, they decide to expand all the way to here. Well, yeah, that's good expansion for them. This empire starts advancing rapidly. But this nation, the Orange Nation, goes to war with this Blue Nation. And they manage to take it over like this. With the rest of this ending up taken over by them. But, in this front, this empire starts collapsing. As this happens, but not long in, a rebellion breaks out in this colony, which quickly gains support by the countries here, with a goal to recreate their country and liberate 3 countries to their south. As this falls, and they're quickly kicked out of there. The Orange Nation agrees to withdraw, and so is this nation. With the Orange Nation attempting an attack here, which goes actually well. With them agreeing to not punish this nation at all if they agree to retreat, which happens. Surprisingly. The Beige Empire decides to meet for peace. Yes, I called this a big war. Really, it wasn't, but it was. A lot had happened, though it wasn't a long war. So let's go into the peace treaty. Well, as a strong nation, as they've gained land. But a rebellion happens. And they have a lot of trouble against these rebels as they open up so many areas at once. As quickly, this is what the rebellion looks like. And well, it's these 3 areas want to be left. With them quickly having the front like this, with them being forced to retreat, I guess they call that, who knows. And well, they get pushed right back. As they manage to launch a successful counter-offensive with 2 landings. Manage to cut this all off into a few areas. But it gets tough as they start having to do a lot more to hold this. As they end up being pushed right back, with them retreating back a lot. Basically all the way to the coast. Well, once they do this, they are forced to meet for demands at this. But before they get this done, here, I'm just playing them the same color. These areas declare independence at the same time. Followed by this. And well, let's see how the peace treaties go. Bunch of territory. To make up for these losses, they sell some land. Why? Because they lost a lot of money in this, and well, it looks like they're about to lose everything. The last nation that was a whole before they became a conquest zone. Yeah. This nation over here. Some of these nations are bound to collapse, and others aren't. Well, that's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, and until you subscribe. Bye, guys.